welcome back to my channel and a new video from me. I hope you are doing well. Today I'm very excited about this video because I am going to share with you my experience working in the UN. I'm going to talk about my work tasks, the work culture, the office environment. If you guys are interested on my top tips on how you can land a UN internship, you should check out my previous video where I go through exactly that. I talk to you about all my unconventional top tips and tricks on how you can start your path into the UN organization. But yes, I hope you're going to find this video interesting, and I think we should get straight into the topic. So guys, I'm going to have my phone here with my notes so I don't miss anything. And if you see the light shifting a little bit, it's because I'm using daylight and I'm up way into the north. So the light is very much shifting this time of the year, but bear with me. So I worked as an intern in the UNCDF, United Nations Capital Development Fund. It is an UN organization that focuses on making private and public finance available for the poorest people in the world. I worked there for about 5 months, and my internship was focused on media, design, and communications. So my work tasks varied quite a lot. There was another intern who did the intern at the same time as me, so that was really nice to be two people and we could really share ideas and stuff. But some of the things we needed to do was to attend industry events such as workshops, seminars, presentations, to build strategic partnerships with other UN organizations, other NGOs, even private sector actors or government agencies. So for example, during my time at the UNCDF, we had partnerships with NGOs such as Good Neighbors, the Danish Refugee Council, and let me see here, and the International Rescue Committee. But yeah, that was super interesting to be in different workshops and seminars and presentation with these type of agencies and just listening to what initiatives they have taken in order to implement certain projects all over the country. Obviously, as a communications intern and media, we had to draft a lot of communications material such as blogs, newsletters, different posts, and also we would help draft research information if it was on research for a new project or a new initiative we were doing in our project. That was on us as well, and the blogs were then posted on the UNCDF website or our NGO affiliates websites. We also provided support for events and meetings, so that was note-taking, drafting summaries, and assisting in setup of locations. The task that I was most excited about was to help develop a UNCDF Tanzania communication strategy, and the UN organization as an umbrella obviously have a communication strategy and like a thick booklet of what is okay to post, what is not, color scheme, logos, all of those things. But they really wanted a specific to like supplement the strategy with a specific UNCDF Tanzania twist. So that was a big reason to why they brought in an intern to help develop that. So I worked a lot on, writing a guideline, providing templates, and building a backlog of photographs and videos that can be used also in future programs, even when I was leaving the internship. Another fun thing that I got to do was to travel to Kigoma, a region in the western of Tanzania, for a work assignment where we were supposed to collect and write stories, interview people on basically finding success stories of our program initiative that we had in Nyarugusu refugee camp. And Nyarugusu is one of the largest refugee camps in the world, which houses around 150,000 refugees mainly from Burundi and Congo. So that was an eye-opening, very different experience to go there and really listen and talk to the people there and hear how the implementation of our savings groups, of our financial education and digital literacy classes, if that had actually helped to improve different aspects, the financial aspect of their lives in the camp. I actually have 2 videos on my time there, so I'm gonna put that up in the corner so you can watch those videos if you're interested. Obviously, I couldn't just film around too much in the refugee camp because there's restrictions on that, but there's definitely like storytelling on that. So if you're interested to hear that, you should go check those videos out. So my work hours as a UN intern was pretty much as anywhere else, 8-hour days, 5 times per week. And yeah, I would just wake up, drive to the office and drive home again. Of course, we actually could flex our times a little bit. So if you came in early, you could leave early. If you came in late, you could leave late. Basically, as long as you got your work done, it was pretty flexible with my work hours. So I felt very free and comfortable with that. Next point is work environment and workspace. Oh, this is a fun one. So the UNCDF office was in Dar es Salaam on a peninsula called Masaki. And that environment is a very posh, nice environment. So it's a peninsula where all the expats are basically. Like you have the posh luxury apartments, most of the non-NGOs offices are there, a lot of embassies, cute little shops, a lot of amenities. It was just really close to the beach. So our office was definitely in a prime location, I would say. I really loved like going to our lunch breaks, going to the local lunch spots, because even though it was a posh area in Masaki, there are normal people there working. So there was like different local spots here and there. And I must say that definitely the expats and the local Tanzanians have different way of wearing, like different clothing styles. So the expats, or I would say a lot of the Americans, would go in quite like casual wear, whereas Tanzanians who works in offices definitely should go for business attire, like the ladies in cute pencil skirts to the knees, little pumps, or ballerina flats and hair done, everything. And the guys have like shirts and tie and all of that. And I went with a local way because it was just fun feeling that vibe of young professionals. We're here, we're making our way in the world. I loved it. So if the work environment, or the environment where the office was 10 out of 10, the office was, it needed some work. It was a small office where there were 2 desks, because there were 2 people in there first originally, our boss and then the junior program officer. Then we were 2 interns that started, right? And this room, like the office room, it's smaller. It was like half the size of this room, okay? Now we're 2 other people coming in, and I was sitting by sharing desk with the junior officer, and the other intern was sharing desk with the boss. And you know, you don't really want to impose on people, and you knew, so I tried to take as a small corner as possible. But yeah, I feel like that wasn't really thought out before we came, because that room was very cramped. We couldn't work efficiently. Back pain, with like you couldn't even have proper chairs. That was actually a challenge to sit in that office. Another thing with our office, or with this internship, that they provided no access to a computer. If you were going to take this internship, you had to have your own personal computer. I do not know if that's the same for all UN internships. I feel like I doubt that it is that way, because it felt really weird that you come into a workspace and you have to have your own personal computer. Like, what if I steal delicate information? What if, like, I didn't do that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, how are you in an organization and you're telling people to work on their computer? But that was the case here. Maybe they didn't have the funding or the resources. Now that I think about it. So next thing that I'm going to talk about is workmates and the office culture. So when it came to workmates, I feel like I got some good workmates. I love the other girl who was doing the internship with me, Shanglei. Such a sweet, adorable girl. The girl who hired us was also very cool. In the first week or so, our boss invited us out to dinner to like welcome us, and that was very nice and generous of her. And you know, we had lunch. I had lunch with the other girls almost every single day. We were playing rugby once a week. Like, there was a group of expats that would go and play rugby, touch rugby. I don't know, yeah. Anyway, it was fun. It was good exercise. So we did that. We went out together occasionally. We were invited to each other's houses for like house get-togethers, house parties, barbecues. So I must say it was very nice. It's getting a job in a new country is an excellent way in making some friends and just getting some type of social life, really. So that was really nice. But there was a little drama in the office. There was some tension in the office that honestly, if I wasn't told about it, I probably wouldn't have noticed it because it was really on the low. So our office was divided into two teams, you could say, or two offices, honestly. And one team was comprised of just local Tanzanian staff members, and the other was expat staff members, they were actually American, and then it was me, the intern, and the other intern who was Chinese. So yeah, to me, I found that there was a culture in that office where expat and locals didn't blend. Maybe it was just our particular offices, because I can't say it's like that organization wide. I just feel that it's odd that the majority of one's friends is expat people or super privileged, like a handful of super privileged Tanzanian people, and no like normal local Tanzanians, and that you're in this new place to immerse yourself in the culture, but you're half doing it. You're still living in this expat bubble. Is that really immersing yourself in this new culture? Is that really what the organization you're working in is all about? I don't know. I just felt like those were questions worth thinking about. That type of behavior was something that I saw very frequently on the peninsula and the expat crowd on the peninsula. And that's why I love this girl Priya so much. Still friends today, we still chat. And she is a girl who also was working in an NGO with media and communications. And she was definitely one example who could work both sides of the fence. She had her expat friends, was hanging out there, but she also had like a type of commitment in local life and getting to know local Tanzanians. She is so good at the language. I feel like she's as good as me in Swahili, or better almost, to be honest. She's from the UK with Indian heritage, and she has a YouTube channel, so I'm gonna link her YouTube channel down below because she has some really interesting and fun videos, and you should check her out. Another thing, work culture thing that happened in Tanzania is having married men ask you out. So I wasn't super shocked about this, and the whole situation wasn't so aggressive, so I didn't really feel compelled to do anything. But it was this man that I was friendly with everybody on the office and in the office and talking, and you know, when you're friendly, sometimes guys can take that as an invitation. So I think he asked me out, like to take me out on for a drink or something. And I mentioned that to my colleague in my team, and she's like, oh, him, yeah, he's married and he has children. I was like, oh, okay, thanks for telling me. She was like, yeah, I think he had a thing with somebody else in the office, but I'm not sure. So yeah, you don't want to mess with that person. I was like, okay, thank you for a heads up. And unfortunately, this is like behavior that I almost expect from Tanzanian men. When I was doing an internship in the Ministry of Finance in Tanzania in 2016, there was this guy who was actually really annoying. He was always, I want to say, almost harassing me, because he was always saying, oh, hi Tina, how are you? Do you want to go out with me? First he was inviting me for just drinks or hang out after, but then dinners and taking me to Zanzibar for a weekend. Like, this man was doing the most. It was just too much. And now that I think about it, it's so funny what I accept as like, oh, I guess that's how men are here, and to what I would accept in Sweden. Because in my current workplace, that I can't even dream or fathom that something like that would happen. And if it would happen, it would be so inappropriate, and I would know exactly which channels to go through to be like, hey, this person is doing this, it's not okay. and we need to have a resolution. Over there, I don't know if there are any channels other than maybe, you know, speak to your boss and maybe he'll bring it up to the person so they'll stop. But for me, I was just never long enough in these places that I felt like I was gonna do something about it. And also, the man just asked me for taking me out for a drink, and then we never really talked about that again. So it was really not an issue. But yeah, that is office culture that does happen. I'm sure it doesn't happen everywhere, but to me it's happened to both workplaces I've been to in TZ, so maybe it's just not too uncommon. So guys, that was all the things that I could remember for now. I'm sure there are so many more questions that I could have touched upon, but if there is a particular question that you have, of course you can just comment it down below in the comment section and I will answer it the best I can. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!